All right, what is up, geeks and geekettes? It's another live showing episode of Countdown City Geekcast. My name is Ted, aka Steady. We've not done a live Geekcast show in quite a while, and I'm going to get to all the reasons why. We had a great show for you guys. We're going to be talking about the most recent news headlines that have come up in the last couple of weeks that we've missed, the big ones actually. A lot of announcements for conventions that are coming up, local events if you're in the South Texas, San Antonio, Austin area, and also we are giving out advanced screening passes to the Fall Guy featuring Ryan Gosling, everybody's like big heartthrob. Ken is going to be in the Fall Guy, and we're going to get to all that in just a second. But first, shout out to our sponsor, the one and only Real Retro. Awesome. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the Countdown City Geekcast. I'm your host, Ted, aka Steady, and we're going to get through a bunch of stuff today. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the Fall Guy passes that are coming out. These are going to be for Texas residents. And also, I have a tease at the end of our stream tonight. We're going to be giving out passes to another movie next week, and that's going to be across the country. So I don't want to spoil it just yet because I don't know the exact date that we're allowed to give away the passes, but that'll be at the end of the show. We also have a bunch of headlines to talk about, some of the things that I've really liked that have come up in the last couple of weeks. And also, I want to hear from you guys. I got a poll question for you. How about that? Poll question of the day. And it's because there's been so much great TV recently, and there's also been a lot of solid films that have come out. Not just the sequels. Everybody's tired of superhero movies, but like other than that, there's been a lot of great films and TV series that have come out. So my poll question to you out there: what are you watching that you've really liked, you've loved recently? Last couple of weeks, last few months. I'm going to talk about stuff that I've really enjoyed as well. So I'm going to put that in the chat. And also, where are you guys from? Let's see. We got some folks in the chat. Zabrina's here saying TGIF. What is going on? Thanks for joining. Kimberly Porter saying yay. What's going on, Kim? I'm going to type it in the chat right now. What are you watching right now that you love? Awesome. All right, that's in the chat. And let's see here. If you're joining us from San Antonio, Viva Fiesta. Happy Fiesta, everybody. Today, and officially yesterday, marks day one of our 2 week celebration to just drink and eat food and party. Um, I will be partaking in festivities starting tomorrow. If this is, I'm going to be jumping around a lot, right? But if you're in the San Antonio area and you want to enjoy a family friendly parade, tomorrow is the Castle Hills Parade. It starts at 10 a.m. It's in the Castle Hills area. You honestly can't miss it. And the Ghostbusters of San Antonio will be participating. My group, my local charity in San Antonio, the Ghostbusters are going to be there. Normally we throw out Twinkies. I don't know if rules have changed this year, but we're going to do the best we can to give something out to the crowd. It's a really good time. And also, if you can't make it tomorrow, that's okay. Next Saturday, April 26th, you can join the Ghostbusters in San Antonio as we participate for the first time ever in the San Antonio Fiesta Flambeau Parade. That is a night parade through downtown, the downtown area. It's going to be lit up with lights and glow sticks and just music galore. And that's the first time we're going to be participating in it. And we are so stoked. One of the largest parades, from what I hear, in the country, something like over 1 million people in attendance just watching that. So yeah, we're all we're so excited about that. Let's see here. Sabrina's in the chat saying Samurai, watching Samurai. Are you talking about Shogun? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. Let's see here. Kimberly Porter says, "Go Go Loser Ranger." Not familiar with that one. All right, let's get to some of the geeky weekly headlines, and then we're going to be giving out passes to the Fall Guy momentarily. First of which is pretty awesome. If you've been following our coverage of Apple TV Plus's Monarch series, Monarch has been renewed for season 2. Season 1 was absolutely epic. If you're not familiar, this deals with the sort of origins and the impact that the actual company Monarch has on the planet. Some of it good, some of it bad. They have some nefarious motives as well as some motives that are actually beneficial to mankind. But they announced the renewal just a few days ago, and we had some great interviews with some of the cast. If you want to check those interviews out, you can go to our website later on at www.countdowncitygeeks.com. Season 1 is great. Yes, there's a little bit less like monsters that you're familiar with in it, but that's okay because we get that from the movies. This one deals with the relationship of the cast and the characters that are not only in Monarch but like their families, and how this company is sort of trying to take over the planet, kind of gain advantage in certain situations, in certain specific scenarios, and how it impacts them. So it's a great series. The special effects are fantastic. I love the storyline. It tugs on the emotional strings when it needs to, and it amps up the adrenaline when it needs to. So it's a little bit of everything. And also Kurt Russell, I feel like, can do no wrong, and he's in this for like half the series, so you got to check that out. Congratulations to the cast and crew for getting renewed for a season 2. Sabrina says, "LOL, yes, LOL." So you are talking about Shogun. Okay, poll question of the day, in case you're just joining us, is what are you watching right now that you absolutely love? Sabrina says Shogun, and I am going to second that. I am 2 episodes away from the finale, and Shogun, which I anticipated to be a solid show, ended up surpassing my expectations. It's it's a solid drama of a series. Um, the characters are so good. The cast is incredible in these roles, and I did hear some people complaining like, "Oh, why are they whitewashing this series with like characters who aren't Japanese or look Japanese?" That's because the novel that it's based on is all about Western civilization trying to take advantage of the goods and the trade routes from Japan, while Japan's in this very feudal sort of state right now. So it is so good. I highly recommend you watch it. I saw a headline that compared it to Game of Thrones the other day, and while I'm not gonna go that far because um, Game of Thrones did so many things that you didn't expect right away, I feel like Shogun is setting up just a foundation for an incredible show. It's just so well done. Um, and they're building up towards a pretty big finale in season 1. I'm not there yet. I think finale was a few days ago, but when I can't wait to watch it. Um, it's so fantastic. So yes, Shogun is awesome. Kim says Hiroyuki Sanada always gives his best. Scorpion, the man himself. As soon as they announced Sanada was involved, I was like, yes, we need more Sanada. He is so good in this role. I'm loving every single minute of it. I am hooked, and I got 2 more episodes, so no spoilers, right? If you're just joining us, poll question of the day: what are you watching that you absolutely love right now? And in a few minutes, we're going to give away advanced screening passes to the Fall Guy in the major cities in Texas. Let's see here. Also renewed for season 2, Fallout. Have you seen Fallout? I'm not there yet, only because I'm watching Shogun right now. As soon as I'm done with Shogun, I'm moving to Fallout. But yes, Fallout, I've heard so many good things about it. We were lucky enough to check out the activation exhibit at South by Southwest. Huge area that they made to look like it was, one of the set pieces from Fallout. I did a quick sort of video reel about that, which came out fantastic. So please check that out. I mean, they went as far as to give us drinks inspired from the TV show as well as the game. So that was like really awesome. And they had so many different things. They had like a gun range with this like large sort of, DIY cannon they had out there. Just so many different games and whatnot. They were giving away posters and other prizes and stuff. Really, really cool. Um, Crowdfunding has begun for an Invincible video game. Invincible. We do not talk about the Invincible animated series enough. I just finished season 2, and as even though I don't like it, even though it didn't wow me as much as season 1, it's only because it feels like season 2 and season 3 are like one, and we don't have to wait a long time for season 3. They've already recorded all of the voiceover parts for season 3, but season 2 is really good. It still keeps you hooked. The violence, the brutal violence is still there. I love these characters. There's so many twists, there's so many surprises. Some characters came back that we didn't think we'd see again, which was pretty awesome. And season 1 ended and it felt like we were at this point where like all hope was lost, and there wasn't really anything to look forward to, as for our heroes, our protagonists. But now at the end of season 2, it's like, okay, the tables are slowly turning in our favor of our heroes. So if you haven't seen it, if you haven't even started it, go watch the Invincible animated series. And even though it's a cartoon, not for kids, like not even a little bit. Do not let anybody under the age of 13, 15, I don't know, watch it. It's up to you guys. Still have my nuke soda in the fridge. Yes, that's exactly. I think that's what they were handing out. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Sabrina says Fallout is good too. Yeah, I keep hearing it's amazing. So yes, I still need to watch it. You're concerned about Borderlands still? Hand orange covering eyes. Hmm. You know what? I I do not know what to make of it yet. It feels like they're going for this Guardians of the Galaxy type tone, sort of silly, quirky, probably gonna fill it up with like music nonstop, like pop 40s type things. But I am gonna give it an honest shot. Like I like the cast that's in it. And even though I haven't played Borderlands in a very long time, I want to see what they're gonna do with it. So, but I feel you. I'm going in. I'm optimistic, but we'll see exactly what happens. All right, a couple of more news items, and then we're gonna give away these Fallout passes. Let's see here. Alien, the iconic horror sci-fi film Alien, returns to theaters April 26th. It is the 45th anniversary. Apologies for anybody who I just made feel old right now, but the anniversary of Alien, featuring, of course, Sigourney Weaver, an incredible legendary cast behind her. I do not recall ever seeing it in theaters, so I'm going to take full advantage of watching this film when it hits theaters on April 26th. Go check it out for sure, for sure. There was a ton of news that came out from CinemaCon like a week ago, And the only things that really stuck out to me were, well, there's a lot of things, right? But the things that sort of got me really excited was live action adaptation of The Last Ronin coming from Paramount. I have two feelings about that. Number one, I am a sucker for the darker, more dramatic comics, graphic novels, if you will, like Watchmen. Give me some of that. Dark Knight Returns, all that good stuff. Like I like it when the comic book movies get darker and more serious in tone. So yes, I will also say I liked most of Zack Snyder's movies, but the Last Ronin is heavy, man. And there's nothing else out there from this franchise. I'm talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that gets anywhere near that type of tone. So, on one hand, I do want to see what somebody can do with it if it's done right and correct. And live action, we've not had a live action Turtles movie in a while. And even those Michael Bay movies, like I'm on the fence with those. Like, there's some good stuff about him, but also there's some stuff like super metallic shredder that wasn't really my cup of tea. But Last Ronin movie, if done well, can be epic. And if you don't know the comic, I actually have it somewhere back here right now. Go pick it up. I don't want to spoil it. I don't even want to tell you what it's about. Go pick up The Last Ronin if you are wanting to read an incredible story in the TMNT world, and it's quite emotional. It's quite dark. It's very dramatic. So that's what I would check out. All right, Last Ronin. Um, the other thing I wanted to call out, everybody was talking about, especially on our channels, Scary Movie 6, announced by Paramount, in development. I don't know how far they are in the process, but I feel like this is very early on that they're talking about Scary Movie 6. I'm gonna be honest. I was in theaters for Scary Movie, like the first one. Like, we knew what we were getting into, and we loved it. It's just nonstop fun. It's just gag after gag. It's just a parody. Nobody takes it seriously. And then after that, it's sort of like they're running out of ideas, and they're mixing too many things. And I would like to see them do another film, bring back some characters we've not seen in quite a while, and take one step into making it a little bit, like, taking it more serious. Not like a serious movie. Keep it a parody, keep it a comedy, but like put some additional effort into it, like a little bit more money backing this movie, financial support. Let's up the production a little bit, bigger set pieces, if you will. Let's really see what you could do if done right. It's Scary Movie 6. We want to see it done better than what's been done before. More comments in the chat, and then I'm going to get to our big giveaway of the day. Just read that Upload was given the green light for its last season. Really interesting. I had not heard that. Um, concerned about what Fede Alvarez will do with this after what he did to Evil Dead. You didn't like Evil Dead? Ooh, Fede's Evil Dead. Listen, I did enjoy it. I'm not gonna say it was on par with the original films. I liked it better than the remake for sure. So I do want to see what Fede can do with it. I like what they're doing. I feel like with nostalgia glasses, where everyone's always going to assume like originals cannot be beaten or surpassed, and there's a lot of truth to that. But there's also a lot of just, we saw it when we were different ourselves. Like, movies were bigger, movies were more spectacular, movies were more special to us, and so seeing those original Evil Dead movies, like, it was different. You can't mimic those feelings and that experience again. um we're just too different as a people. We are, as an audience, we are uh I don't want to say jaded, but we've just been desensitized, especially in the horror genre. you can't show us anything anymore and really like shock us. Um, but I do like what Fede Alvarez did with his last film, The Evil Dead Rise, and I kind of want to see another sequel because they are expanding that universe and that lore, and that is interesting. I'm not gonna say it's mind blowing, but it is interesting. So yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Kim's having some issues with spell check, but that's okay. David Lozano says such a shock that a live action The Last Ronin is happening. Dude, never in a million years did I think we get that. I seriously, I was just like, this is one they can't do. Like, can you imagine the families that take their children to a Ninja Turtles movie, a live action Ninja Turtles movie, dudes in gigantic suits, and when they start unraveling that plot and that story, it's gonna be too heavy, man. It's gonna be too heavy for families to understand. Um, and maybe there's a way to ease people into it, but it's such a heavy subject. And again, I'm not trying to spoil it for anybody. So let's just say not all the turtles are okay in this storyline, and we've never had that in a movie before. So it's something that I don't know if you can touch. Stealth Gamer, Last Ronin storyline is amazing. Still shocked Nickelodeon is actually going with it. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. It's oof. I'm not envious of the guy who has to write that movie because there's it's such a fine line of like how do you get audience to this movie. And I did they say I think they mentioned it was going to be rated R. I think I wrote that down. It is. It's going to be a rated R movie. We're getting a live action rated R Ninja Turtles movie. And families are going to have to like seriously contemplate whether or not they take their kids. And it's going to be for good reason. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting on what's going to happen with that. I have no faith in executive decision making after they approve Madam Web. Ooh, you're talking about Sony, right? Yeah. I can't defend it. I think I gave Madam Web 1.5 out of 5 stars. Maybe it was 2. Just I've never seen a movie in recent years be so convoluted like that. Michael Bay's first Ninja Turtle film was a lot like that. Just a lot of decision making that didn't make a whole lot of sense, and story that didn't actually like lead to anything, and um there's a whole bunch of just confusing things they did with the first Ninja Turtle movie. David says Fede's Evil Dead I thought was a pleasant surprise. Oh, I like Rise, but not Fede's reboot. Gotcha. David says not all the turtles are okay. LOL. Understatement of the year so far. Yeah, I'm just not trying to spoil it. I'm not trying to spoil it. Okay. Real quick, for folks in the chat, if you're in the Texas area, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Houston, who wants some passes to go check out The Fall Guy, featuring Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, and from director David Leitch, who did Bullet Train. Who's down for that? If you don't know who we are, if this is your first time watching us, we are the Countdown City Geeks. We are a media company that promotes TV and movies. We do a lot of interviews with filmmakers, actors, writers, directors, and we also give out advanced screening passes on behalf of the studios. We've been giving out passes to movies like nearly every week so far in 2024. 2024, we're finally getting back to some normalcy in the cinema, and right now, what we're going to be doing is giving out tickets to the Fall Guy. And also, I did promise there would be another tease of a movie at the end of the stream. I'll probably announce what the movie is, but I won't be able to tell you guys when we're gonna release those passes. I just will say it's gonna be a good one. All right, let's see here. Da, 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 da. All right, real quick. I'm setting everything up for you guys. And while that's kind of in progress, one more minute. How about that? One more minute. Okay, real quick. I'll make this announcement, then we'll get back to the passes. Tomorrow in San Antonio, if you're a wrestling fan, one of the best local organizations in wrestling is Mission Pro Wrestling, and that's led by the Queen herself, Thunder Rosa. They are putting on Mission Pro Mania tomorrow, April 20th. VIP opens at 5. Bell time is at 6. This is at the Salvation Army Mission Corps, 3802 Southwest Military Drive in San Antonio, Texas. For tickets, go to missionprowrestling.com. Thunder Rosa herself will be in action. She is a megastar, former AEW champion, and I promise you, she's going to get that belt back real quick. So, if you like wrestling, if you know somebody who does, and you can make it, get tickets while you still can. They're nearly sold out. And if you're not in the San Antonio area, but you want to watch a great event, you can also watch it live on Title Match Network. Our other media group, the Countdown City WrestleCast, will actually be on site tomorrow. They will be doing interviews with a lot of the talent. And they're also going to be doing a live stream before the event starts. All right. The moment is now here. If you are in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, or Dallas, we are now giving out passes for the Fall Guy. All you need to do is click the link in the chat. That link will take you to our website. Click on your city and register to claim passes to the Fall Guy. And the only thing I need to tell you now is that if you get your passes, you want to arrive early. Seating is limited. Seating is first come, first serve. I would be there 2 hours early if you can. If you can't, find somebody who can wait in line for you. But tickets to the Fall Guy are now in the chat. And also, we got more movies coming out very soon. We're giving out passes all summer long. So keep it here. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. That way you can be notified when we're giving out the next round of tickets. All right. Good luck, everybody. Hope you guys get those passes. Boom. Fall Guy. Movie pass giveaway. Out. Fantastic. Let's see here. All right, we got some more stuff to talk about. Next up is major announcement for arguably one of the best conventions in the country. We were there. We've been there every year, but the last 2 years have been mega step ups, mega leaps for this group. The Superhero Comic Con is June 20th through the 23rd this year. It's also in partnership with Ace Comic Con. Everybody pretty much knows Ace. They're one of the biggest talent and celebrity getters out there. It's going to be going down in San Antonio, and the Countdown City Geeks are going to be on location. We will have our own booth on the expo floor, giving out anything you can imagine, prizes, giveaways, merchandise, collectibles, movie passes, and we'll also be doing live streams from the event. We'll be doing interviews, and we will also be moderating panels on the main stage with some of the biggest stars today. They've already announced several people, and I also want to make sure I call out the announcement that just dropped yesterday. Stephen Amell is heading to Superhero Comic Con. Stephen Amell, who we all know from Arrow, he was also in Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I talked about earlier. And of course, he was in Heels. Heels, which you can now watch, I believe, on Netflix. It's either going to Netflix or it's already on Netflix. But that was on Stars before, and I love the first season. And season two is on my watch list. I just need to go and check it out. But fantastic series. So yeah. And the other big announcement that they made last week was Diego Luna, Diego from Narcos Mexico, Rogue One, and also Andor. Andor, which we are all anticipating the second season, which should be incredible. Season one was such a great experience. Um, just an amazing story, so many great characters. It expanded the Star Wars universe just so much, and the second season is leading up to some major conflicts, and we're all excited about that. So if you want to see Steven, if you want to see Diego, come on down to San Antonio June 20th through the 23rd and check out Superhero Comic Con 2024. Now, I know what you might be saying. I don't have the money for that. We all know autographs, meet and greets, they can cost a lot. And I feel you. I've been there plenty of times, believe me. I understand what that's all about. I understand what that's like. The reason why this is one of the best conventions in the country is because they also have celebrities that give out free autographs. And I cannot tell you the last time I've been to a convention where celebrities were giving out free autographs and they weren't by contest or giveaway. You know what I mean? Like I've gotten a free autograph before, but not because I chose to get one. It was like a giveaway or, something like that. So, we already have a major list in the free autograph zone. Look at this list. This list is good enough to be any other convention's like top people, and yet this is just a free autograph area. Peter Weller, Robocop himself, Drop it, Laura Vandervoot, Sam Jones, Flash, Helen Slater, Leah Thompson, Kimberly Brown, Sam Witwer, Katie Lotz, Diane Guerrero, and Maxwell Jenkins. I actually saved Maxwell for last because he's got a new movie out right now. I'm going to talk about it in just a second. So, if you're worried about how much money you got in the bank, just grab a ticket and come down and get your free autographs and your free selfies with any one of these individuals. Fantastic group right there. Maxwell Jenkins is actually in a new movie out right now called Arcadian. Arcadian features Nicolas Cage, and it's a horror sci-fi movie, a little bit less on the sci-fi side, but Nick Cage calls it a horror sci-fi, so I'm gonna call it a horror sci-fi. But Arcadian is all about a father and his two sons that are living in this post-apocalyptic world where these like massive beasts have just taken over the entire area. And I don't remember if they told us exactly how big the takeover was, if it was a planetary thing or just like one continent. But it's a lot like not quiet. What's the one? Okay, it's a lot like oh my gosh, these beasts come out at night, so you just have to be indoors and you have to be hunkered down before the sun goes down. Um, I Am Legend. It's a lot like I Am Legend, but the monsters in this movie are nothing like the I Am Legend guys. So it's sort of a self-contained story about this father and these two sons. Um, it's such a great cast. Nick Cage is of course just iconic as always, but this movie it it does a lot of things extremely well. There's a few like really tense moments in this movie, and most horror movies like they'll give you like glimpses of tension. They'll give you like just a quick snippet of like danger. But there's like one scene in particular that I'll never forget, where somebody's sort of in this very tense situation, and the movie stays there for like it feels like an eternity, like 2 minutes straight. And I don't want to describe what was happening because it's a big spoiler because I want people to see it for the first time and not know what it is. But I was hearing the crowd I was sitting with, and they were like gasping. They were like borderline screaming because it just like they couldn't take it anymore. We were just in this. We're just like overwhelmed in this tension during this movie. So yeah, go check it out if you want to see an independent, right? Small budget horror movie featuring Nick Cage, Maxwell Jenkins, and forgive me. There's one other guy I really need to call out because he was so good in this. Oh, Jaden Martell, of course. Jaden Martell. Go check out Arcadian. I believe it's an A24 film. Yeah, I believe it's an A24 film, and it's so good. It really is. We all have every now and then a horror movie comes around that's an independent movie, low budget, that like really does some fantastic work, and they really do a lot of great things in this one. So go check out Arcadian. I think it's a good time. Let me catch up on these comments. Woo! Stealth Gamer says just got his passes. Congratulations. Show up early. I promise you. I promise you, you're gonna want to show up early. I feel like this one's gonna be a sellout here. David says Star Wars stuff will be giving out lots of stuff in reference to Superhero Comic Con. Yes. Sabrina says yes. David also says it's the first con appearance for Diego Luna, which is true. First one, I believe it's the first one in either the U.S. or North America. It's one of those. I can't tell you which one exactly. He says a free autograph and photo op from Sam Witwer is worth going alone. Ricky Black's in the chat saying I saw Arcadian yesterday and you enjoyed it. Awesome. I'm glad you did. Yeah. I went in totally blind, which I encourage a lot of people to do who watch this stream. Go in blind for a lot of movies and you will be, pleasantly surprised, if not, really impressed with what happens in certain films. It's when we start building up expectations and raising the bar in our minds is when we set ourselves up for disappointment. But yeah, I went in blind to Arcadian and they did a lot of really cool stuff in that movie. Nick Cage being Nick Cage is always a treat, says Kim. So just so everybody knows, I had a short red carpet interview with Nick Cage for the world premiere of Arcadian, and it's also on our website. So after the stream, if you want to go see what Nick Cage is like, go check out that interview. And he's honestly one of the best out there. I also talked to Jaden Martell, who's one of the younger cast members in the movie, and Jaden talked about sort of how I'm going to use the word aggressive, but not in the way that maybe it sounds. Um, how aggressive Nick Cage was coming about the authenticity of the movie, which is great to hear that Nick Cage is like that. Because yeah, it's independent film, it's low budget, yes, it's a horror movie, but Nick Cage is still like, no, we need to get this right. Like we owe it to the audience. We need to get this right. So he was really I'll use adamant. Nick was really adamant about a few scenes in the movie that he felt like we can do better. We can do better. And he was challenging in a good way, right? Raising up his cast members as well as himself, not just, pulling everybody down. But Jaden said, seeing how adamant Nick was about, getting the movie right, getting the scenes right, and getting the authenticity of what they were doing down. He says he'll stick with him forever. So, yeah, if you haven't heard about Arcadian, I highly recommend you go check it out. Yes, Ricky says the monsters were scary looking and kind of vibrated their mouth before they attacked. Yeah, I'm serious. that part, there's a lot about the monsters in the movie that you've not seen before or you've not seen in a really, really long time. The Just the way they look is very unique. And then their sounds, the way they move, their their not their features, but the things that they can do, um, all very unique. Some of them very original ideas. So again, if you haven't seen Arcadian, go check it out. Sabrina says, "Will do." Ashley's in the chat saying, "Cool," and Ricky says Nick Cage was a producer. Awesome. Yeah. Um, might have been an executive. Either way, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, oh yeah, he was just a producer. Awesome. That's Arcadian. Yeah, I'm glad there's so many people that are interested in it. Go check that out. What's left? What's left? All right, we talked about the conventions, we talked about the wrestling event. I got one more thing I want to talk about, and it's a movie you can actually watch on Hulu. So one more movie review. And forgive me because I put the picture in the wrong spot. It's a movie I saw a few weeks back that I really wanted to talk about. I just didn't get around to doing it because I was kind of busy with a lot of other things. But a great sort of I'll call it a romantic feel good movie is not the right word. Romantic borderline sci-fi movie. Time travel, we'll call it time travel. I don't think there's a lot of those out there. Romantic time travel movie out there right now called The Greatest Hits. The Greatest Hits is now on Hulu, and it stars Lucy Boynton and Superman himself, David Corenswet. Superman, as in James Gunn's upcoming Superman movie, which was Superman Legacy, but now apparently it's just Superman. So again, I'm not here to spoil movies. I like for folks to kind of go in blind on the things that I recommend. But this is my sort of non-spoiler review of the greatest hits. Lucy plays a character named Harriet who goes through a traumatic event in her life. I don't want to say what it is, but you guys will get it if you watch the trailer or if you start watching the movie. It's one of the opening sequences. And this traumatic event, it cannot be explained, but she has this ability which they kind of don't touch on how she kind of figured this out. But when she listens to a song that she's heard before in sort of a special moment in her life, she can actually transfer back and travel back in time and relive that moment. That would be very dangerous for me because I listen to music all the time. And you think like, wow, that's kind of cool, right? But yes and no, because think about it. If you hear a song that has a meaning to you or that you've experienced at a special moment in your life, and it's just playing at the supermarket or it's playing on the radio while you're driving, and you're not sort of in the right moment to go through this, we'll call it an episode of this time travel, then it can be not only dangerous, but it can get annoying really quick. But um, Harriet has gone through this traumatic event in her life, and this ability to kind of travel through time. Again, they don't really explain how it works or when she figured it out, but it allows her to sort of relive the better parts of her life before that tragedy happened. And it's also held her back from ever healing as a person, emotionally. And so Lucy, who plays Harriet, does an incredible job of just being in this really sort of dark, secluded place, and you really feel for her. And also, I love this movie because it's pretty much like an indie music indie fan indie music fans like life soundtrack. There's so many great tracks, in this movie. And so if you are a fan of indie music like myself, then you will enjoy just the music alone. But on Hulu right now is the greatest hits. And I am being very vague, but again, I don't like to give away too much of movies. So I hope you guys appreciate that. But it has my solid recommendation. And yeah, go check it out if you're in the mood for some indie music fun, along with, some time travel mixed in with some really solid acting. Really solid acting. It's a solid story. And yeah, it's really interesting. I enjoyed it a lot. All right, let's get to the chat a little bit. Kimberly Porter says, Feast. Ooh, Sabrina says, saw it. It's interesting. Not what I expected. Ooh, awesome. Oh, just the description of the movie reminds me of Feast. Set tropes on head. Interesting. I remember hearing about Feast, but I don't remember seeing it. But yeah, greatest hits. Go check it out on Hulu right now. We got so much going on. I've already talked about the wrestling event tomorrow, but fast approaching is May the 4th, next Saturday, Star Wars Day, as well as Free Comic Book Day. So I'm going to ask you guys real quick if you are in the San Antonio area, you're going to want to hang out with us for Free Comic Book Day. Announcement will be made in the next couple of days on where we're going to be, as well as for Star Wars Day. I'm trying to plan something very special for Star Wars Day. I know everybody is, right? But I'm gonna try and do something that nobody else is thinking about doing. I'm gonna promise you nobody else is thinking about doing what I plan on doing. So if you have a chance, if you're in the San Antonio area, come hang out with us. And if you're not in the San Antonio area, I strongly recommend you go check out your favorite neighborhood comic book shop. Keep comic book stores open, keep them thriving. Go down the free comic book day, take the entire family. Call them first. Ask them, are you participating? Are you going to be giving out comics? Because many stores across the country are going to be giving out single issues to some of your favorite franchises, your favorite comic book series, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, everything in between. They usually have a comic associated with one of those franchises and many, many more. So call your comic book shop, your local comic book shop, ask them if they're participating. If so, what time are you opening? And get down there. Usually there's a line, but enjoy it. Really, really enjoy it. Keep comic book stores open, and also find out what Star Wars events are happening in your local area. Sabrina says, "May the force be with you, and also with you." Very cool, guys. Thanks everybody for joining. This was just a real quick sort of how have you guys been. We've been streaming the WrestleCast every week. They've been going really strong. We've been streaming our Ghostbusters live stream, the Ghost Heads radio show, pretty much every week. And oh, that was the other thing. Tomorrow we are going to have an interview with one of the puppeteers for Slimer from the original films, not the new one that just came out, but one of the puppeteers for Slimer from one of the original films. That's going to be happening tomorrow. So expect to see that interview in the next couple of days if we don't go live. It's all a matter of if it's possible tomorrow. But yeah, if you're a fan of Ghostbusters, go through our library of Ghost Heads Radio, and lots more coming. That'll do it for me. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. If you have any questions about any of the events coming up, don't be shy. Hit us up. We want to talk to you guys about all of the good stuff that's going on. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, I was teasing a movie. That we're going to be giving out passes for in the next week or two. And if you're not in Texas, it's okay because we're going to be giving out passes across the country for it. So, in let's just say most major cities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 cities across the U.S. in just about different areas. 10 major cities across the U.S. We're going to be giving out passes to in the next couple of weeks. So if be sure to subscribe to our channels because we want to give you guys not only advanced screening passes, but they're going to be family 4 packs. So it's not just you and your significant other, not just you and one of your kids. It's going to be you and 3 of your family members that are going to be able to potentially win passes to the brand new Ryan Reynolds movie, If, which also features John Krasinski, Louis Gossett Jr., Steve Carell, Kaylee Fleming, and Phoebe Waller Bridge. Family 4 packs coming very soon from the Countdown City Geeks. That'll do it, everybody. If you're in San Antonio, Viva Fiesta. Hope to see you guys around town. Plenty more coming from us, so be sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. How about we do this weekly from now on, like I'm supposed to be doing? Appreciate you all. Have a great night. Thanks to everybody in the chat: Sabrina, Kim, Ricky, Ashley, David. If I forgot you, Stealth Gamer. If I forgot you guys, I do apologize. Do go to the link to claim your passes to the Fall Guy movie if you're in the Texas area. And also, if you get passes, get there early. That one will be a sellout. That one will be a sellout, and you guys don't want to be on the outside when we're all watching it. Okay? Sounds good? Have a great night, folks. We appreciate you. Take it easy. Peace.